Welcome to Civic Platform. This is your host Zuhair Al-Masri. Immigrants face a lot of challenges finding a job in their first year in Canada. We will discuss the problems, solutions, and introduce advices for Canadian immigrants. Our discussion is going to be with Grace Eidse, the Executive Director of Ultraminds in Winnipeg, Manitoba. In addition, we will present real-life experiences from our guest speakers, Erica, Noor, Sinead, and their journey in Winnipeg labor markets. Let's get right into it. Hello, everyone. How are you today to my Civic Platform and to discuss this very important topic about employment challenging. So, how are you, Grace, today?
I'm great. Thank you, Zuhair.
So
Happy to be here.
Oh, I'm glad to have you on my show. Grace, let the audience and the viewers know who are you and what are you doing.
Okay, I'm the executive director of a not-for-profit charitable agency called Altered Minds. So we work with newcomers and refugees since the last 20 years or so. And we have employment services and computer classes, orientation, information, many things like that.
Oh, wonderful. And it's like a very nice time to have you in this show. You have a big experience with immigrants, and today our topic about employment challenging. So if we begin, what are the reasons of employment challenging for immigrant, especially here in Winnipeg?
You'd like me to start with that one?
Yes, if you are ready.
Okay, well, the first thing that came to my mind when I thought of this question was expectations. Sometimes on the part of the immigrant, their expectations may not be realistic with what is available in Canada, or sometimes employers' expectations of immigrants may not be realistic. Of course, there's credentials, you know how to recognize the qualifications that you have from back home. In the workplace itself, communication is a big, it has to fit the workplace. Not only do you need the proper proficiency in English or the language of the workplace, but also the cultural background and the intuition to understand the culture of a workplace that you're in. So I would say those are the big ones that come to my mind.
So before we move to a second question, I want to welcome Sinead. She just joined us. Hi, Sinead.
Hi, everybody.
Okay. Hi, Sinead. Nice to meet you today. So, Grace, if we want to go like deeply in this topic, there is many of immigrants. They don't have maybe enough information about Canada before they arrive to Canada, and they always complain about there's no resources. We don't know about how to find a job. So for you, when you are working in entry program for more than 17 years, you face all that complaint about what they say and their concern. This is like a good point to every immigrant here who has arrived to start from this kind of school, if I can say it, such as entry program. This program, what it gives to this immigrant ideas about Canada.
Okay, but you know, Zuhair, that our program was closed, right? The government closed the program. So what people do now instead, we used to give a 1 month orientation, and I think a month is a good amount of time. Now people are expected to go to Manitoba Start, and they would get a 2-hour orientation. But
Yeah.
there's also a special app that they can take, so you can get this app customized for yourself. You can ask the questions you want, and then it directs you to the agencies and the services and programs where you need to go. But as soon as you connect, as soon as you come to Winnipeg, if you're landing in Winnipeg, you should connect with Manitoba Start, and you get a career coach, and this person will help you determine if there's positions in your job exactly, or if you have to take a little detour and try some other occupations that are related to what you know instead.
Yeah. So if we move to one of our participant, if I go to you, Erica, um, can you introduce to yourself first? Who are you, and how you start since you arrived to Canada?
I'm Erika Gaona. I born in Colombia, and I come here to Canada 3 years and maybe 2 months. I have a bachelor degree in agroindustrial production engineer. This engineer is similar to chemical engineer. I would like to share my experience when I come here.
Yes.
Before come here, I worked all my life in food factory. So before come here, I researched how is the good food factory in Winnipeg to work, and I have a list in where place I want to work. However, my English is not friendly for now, and I look for a job in a operation or some entry level, not in my professional career, because I thought it's better to start in a position to help me to understand the culture in Canada, how is the best way to work, and feel familiar with the city, with the work. So when 2 weeks after we established in Winnipeg, I went to Manitoba Start, because I need to lost the fear to to put the face at the new work, at the new people, and understand how is the way to work here in Canada. I wanted to know the culture. I wanted to how is it, how you looking for a job, and in Manitoba Star helped me a lot because they evaluate my skills. I understand, even though my English no is fluently, no is the most important for a start. You can do it. Yeah, you can get a job. You can communicate for the other people. This is my experience. I think you need to be patient with you. You need to leave your comfort zone. You need to try and don't give up.
Thank you, Erica. I wish you all the best. Grace, if I be back to you, we hear about the Canadian experience a lot. Like, you have to have Canadian experience everywhere you go. So it's like, is this like a fact, or just like a fake story? Because some people from the immigrant, from like maybe in the first 6 months they find a job, and for others maybe like 2 or 3 years, maybe more, and they still in the transition jobs. So what you can advise, how you can clarify the Canadian experience for the new immigration?
In some occupations, the Canadian experience is important because, like, for example, engineers or technicians, if you use inches and feet and you should use meters and centimeters, things can make a big difference to you. But in many occupations, it's just that the employers need to have a sense that you understand Canadian culture and that you would fit into the workplace. So fortunately, there's many programs have internships and work placements. Manitoba Start, we got, anytime they gave us people to work in our, to do a 2-month work placement, or University of Manitoba. Right now I have 2 interns from University of Manitoba working for me. Any chance I got, I was very happy to get the free labor, but the skills and talent also, and to give people a chance to work in a Canadian workplace. Even people who attended a program like an orientation program, we would write letters of reference for them, just to say they got along well with their classmates, they came to they came to class on time, they participated in class discussions, anything to show that you have fit into the culture. Yeah.
So if I ask you a direct question about the Canadian work experience, it give you like a higher chance if you don't have it to find a job, or not?
I definitely think if you have Canadian experience, you get there's more likely a chance because it's your network. That employer will talk about you to somebody else. You can use them as a reference for a job. We have some work placements did not work out very well, because if there was a problem, it usually was because they didn't understand Canadian workplace culture, and then we could tell them this, but anytime that a very important thing was that they were a team player. If you can come into a workplace and be good with a team together, be intuitive in your interactions with others, praise people, say how great your colleagues are, how much they help you. People love to be praised, they love to be recognized. So if you do it for them, they will do it for you as well. And I think that's the key point, is that people know you and trust you and like your personality, and they want to do something good for you.
That's wonderful. Noor, did you start to build your Canadian experience or not yet? So introduce yourself and tell us if you get your job or first job or not yet.
Hello, Zuhair. I'm happy that I'm here with you and with Grace. For me, I am an immigrant from around 3 years, almost 3 years, and I got my bachelor degree from my back home. But my bachelor degree was in a pharmacy field, and once I immigrant here to Canada, I found a lot of difficulty to work in my field, because there is a lot of rules, and there is a lot of things that I supposed to do it before I be a professional pharmacy and in one of their group. The first thing I try to search a lot. I try to work a lot and try to chat with some families that they are like neighbors, or I try to make my small network through my neighbors and through the school's parents, because I arrived and get my kids from there. But unfortunately, I found that for my field as a pharmacist, it is very hard, because we need for this field to finish a lot of examination to get the Canadian board, and after that we have to do the English skills exams. Then after that we need around 6 month or 7 month experience. We're supposed to work in a full job, not a part-time. So I think for my situation as a mom, I found a lot of barriers to catch that, because also the exams, they are high cost for me. So by now I'm not sure that I will catch, or I will be a pharmacist here in Canada, because still I have one little kid that she still needs supporting and care after her till she get the school age. So a lot I hear from different people that you can work in a field which is different than your field. So you can do some volunteers, you can do, or you can ask about some work in, like, like cashier, like lunch supervision, so something like this. So they tell me about the Canadian experience, yeah, and I can build that. And they tell me a lot of they give me a lot of advice that through this volunteering time you can have much more networking, and you can earn some little money. You can try with a part-time job, especially when you have kids at your home. You can share with your husband, as an example. So those some advices that I got it from them. But I found it is not easy. We're supposed to be patient. Now I'm almost 3 years, but till now I don't find a job that it helped me or supports me like a mom. If I am a mom, I supposed to think about my kids in a daycares, and this is something which is really hard, especially in the previous 2 years through the COVID problem. So yeah, I found it is not easy, but um, in another hand, we can build our small network, our small experience, and we can start from that small building, and we can go and find something that it is okay for us.
Thank you, Noor. Grace, if I go back to you, Noor mentioned volunteering and as an option. But I hear the other side, they didn't agree with that point. They say it's just like a wasting time and it's like a free work without paid. And they have just like a negative energy. You can maybe imagine what they think about the volunteering. But it's like, as Noor mentioned, it's like a fact today to have volunteering. There is like an organization here in Winnipeg. It makes the volunteering more easier. How I can put my resume as a volunteer. So how you can advise the immigrant from for how they can start volunteering?
Mhm. Um, I We know about Volunteer Manitoba, an organization that has this name, but I've never actually used a volunteer from that organization, because they have quite a strict process, quite a rigorous process to go to become a volunteer. I find that the best place for me to get volunteers, to get interns or work placements, are through programs like Manitoba Start. Um, uh, there's the University of Manitoba and Red River College. So anytime they are looking for placements, student placements, often the student or the person gets paid also a training allowance. So then you get something, right? Those are my best places. But volunteering is very common. I'm sure people are correct that some people take advantage of volunteers, but I think that as Canadians, especially in Manitoba, we are known for volunteerism. I think it's very common part of our culture. When people retire, they often get busier than they were when they were working, because they have so many places and boards of directors. You can actually have very positions um, as a volunteer. I just want to respond to Noor that I used to work at Robertson College, and they had a pharmacy technician, and we had a student from India who had only a benchmark 4, but he got a job as a full-time pharmacist coming directly from
Wow.
India. And I thought sometimes it's just the right connection. Maybe the last 2 years of COVID were not friendly, but I think you have a lot to give, in that there's a whole clientele that you can bring to whatever pharmacy you work in, right? There's a whole community of people. So if you can approach it with this idea that you can bring clients and patrons to a place, maybe that's the right
Yeah.
approach.
Thank you, Grace. So Nate, your turn now. And did you start your first work without volunteering or with volunteering? Tell me who are you and how you now you are confident here in Canada.
Okay. First one, I want to introduce myself, because my name is Sanait. I'm from Eritrea. I've been in Canada almost 7 years.
Mhm.
You know, actually, I don't know that I call chance or I don't know. I'm lucky. The first one is I go to Women's Resource Center as a mom, as I was a pregnant. I, I attended the baby health only, but you know, I get friends and then they ask me, do you need child care training?
Mhm.
Uh, I said, yeah, but I don't have any experience. Also, I don't have any education because I didn't start the English class because my husband, he didn't find a job in Winnipeg when he's a newcomer. He's find in Brandon. That is too far away from Winnipeg, like 2 hours and a half. That time I was like a single mom because my husband he's working far away from me. I'm responsible for my kids. I said, yeah, I love, but I can't because I don't have any English class. I didn't improve my English. She said, uh, how many you have kids? I said I have 4 kids. That is enough experience for child care. After that, I said, why not? I will try. I take the short training course and then immediately I start job the same center, that
Oh,
place, Women's Result Center,
so
for
nice.
3 years. With the
Wonderful.
pandemic, I stopped and then now is I proud and then I have a dream. I start the English class part time and then now is in good situation. Also, I do voluntary, but I'm not before the work, after the work. At that
Okay.
pandemic time, I I did the voluntary in Canadian Muslim Center, Women's Center,
Okay.
just to, as a organization for the staff for the donation, and then sometimes is I translate for the people who doesn't understand English. I'm not perfect, but I'm better than them.
Yeah, you did your
That
best.
is my work experience.
No, thank you very much. Grace, now like most of the immigrant don't they doesn't like familiar with like advertising jobs. And once we arrived to Canada, they told us like 80% from or 85% from the jobs it's hidden, not advertising jobs. So with this fact and with the pandemic, most of the people want to find a job through like LinkedIn or Indeed, or sometimes with via Facebook. So this challenge, how we can solve it now with the pandemic and all the jobs are hidden. So how we can build our network, how we can go to this hidden jobs.
Right. That's an interesting statistics. 85% are hidden. It's still the same. Um, you probably are more expert than I am on how to do this. Um, you know, as an employer, I took people in just to give them a chance for work experience. I didn't know necessarily that I needed somebody, but all of a sudden I would say, "Oh, we get somebody to do marketing for us. Somebody can build our website for us," and then I always referred those people on to other people. So again, that opportunity to volunteer or get a work placement with your school or with the employment agencies. I think that's a really ideal place to get connected.
Yeah. So if I want to open the chance for the participant, if they have like a question for you, Grace, if you don't mind. So Erica and Warsanet, do you have like a question on mind You just take the initiative. Today we have Grace with us. Just unmute yourself if you have a question.
Yes, please, Grace. Thank you so much for your advice. Do you think that it is okay for me to start as like a volunteer in one of the pharmacies that I can put myself in with them? So it is a good idea to start as a volunteering, or it is something which it could be overwhelmed and it will take a long time for me. What do you think? It is okay to start volunteering from my field position, or to start volunteering in anywhere that I get a chance to do that?
Oh, I think
Thank
you
you.
should go to pharmacies. I think you should not underestimate your chance, because even if your English is not fluent, but you are more fluent in pharmaceutical English than many people, many Canadians who are studying pharmacy, for example. You have the culture. You know how to treat patients. You know how to talk to people about medicine. You have the subtleties of talking to people about their aches and pains and what's bothering them. And I know there's a pharmacy in St. Boniface that promotes itself, that markets itself for having Arabic speaking staff and Spanish speaking staff. So if you can say, hey, let me volunteer, and then you can tell all your Arabic speaking clients to come on Thursdays. I'll be here Thursdays. They can get explanations. And in the meantime, you just until people get to know you,
That's a wonderful advice. Thank you very much. I have a time for one last question. Sanate, Rika, do you have a question? Oh, I think we are good. So in the last minute, Grace, in the end, what is your advice to the immigrant to achieve their goals in general, like to wrap up everything, like to give him like a quick recipe for find a job and accept this challenge?
I think immigrants come with a really strong work ethic. Many Canadians just feel they assume that they will get to their goals eventually, but immigrants are really really have the motivation and inspiration for it, and I think that shows through. So go to the places where you will meet people that can connect you, read books, join groups, online groups, offline groups, find chats where people are talking about issues that interest you. The networking and the volunteering, I think, are key. And positive, stay positive. You came because of your skill, and it will pay off eventually, even if it doesn't like immediately. Be patient, like Noor said. Be patient, like Erica said, and good luck to all of you.
Thank you very much, everyone. I am very glad to have you on my show. Thank you for all this value advice, Grace. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Noor. Thank you, Sanate, to be with me too. I wish you all the best of luck, and I wish you to get your dream job in the end of this patience. And I wish you a great time. So in the end, I will say bye-bye now.
Okay, and
Thank you.
Zuhair, you are a good example yourself.
Yeah.
Don't forget yourself what example you have made. Good job.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, it's true. You good, yeah. Example for us also.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Zuhair. Thank you, Grace. Bye.
Bye.
And here we have reached the end of our video. We hope you enjoyed it and gained a new helpful information. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe to see our upcoming episodes.